Hey guys, so I want to talk a little bit about failure. So, question to you, what does failure mean to you? I know for me, failure used to mean something really scary, something really bad, something I tried to avoid. And if it happened, it was like this dramatic thing that I had to recover from. And then, eventually I'd be like, well, now I know, blah, blah, blah. And it was this very I can only describe it as a sense of hardship. But how I see failure now is always 100% an opportunity for growth. And failure, to me, is a necessary part of life. Because if we're not failing, that means we're doing everything right. That means we're only doing things that we know we're good at or comfortable doing. That means we're not taking chances, which probably means we're not growing. And that's something that is so incredibly powerful. And I believe, I'm pretty sure, I hope I don't misquote or talk about the wrong person, but I'm pretty sure the woman who created Spanx, yes, because I listened to her podcast with Tony Robbins, and she said that her father at the dinner table every night, they all had to go around the table and share something that they failed at. And if they didn't have something that they failed at that day, their dad would be disappointed and be like, what? Because he instilled in them that failure was necessary, failure was a good thing. Because it meant that you were growing and you were learning. So my question to you is, what is your definition of failure? And if your definition of failure is something negative, what in your life, hi Zena, what in your life are you avoiding doing in fear of failing at it? So what are you not allowing to happen in your life? Or what are you not going after? What dream are you not chasing? Because your fear of failure, which you've attached a negative belief around, is stopping you from doing that. And now that you've got that, so we're going to actually do an exercise. Think of something that you really want to do that you're afraid of failing at. Okay? Think of all the reasons why you really want to do it. How important is it to you? Grab it. Now, picture in 5 years you didn't do it. How do you feel? Picture in 10 years you didn't do it. How do you feel? Picture in 20 years you didn't do it. How do you feel? Picture being on your fucking deathbed. I know it's so dramatic, but picture being on your deathbed. You've lived your life. You never did that thing. That thing that was really special to you. That thing would have been really cool. Maybe it would have been totally life-changing. Or maybe it would have just been really cool to do. But you never did it. And now you're dying, and now you regret it. You regret not trying. I would rather look back on something and be like, holy fuck, that was a mess. Than I really wish I tried. Because it's the not knowing. For me personally, it's the not knowing. And I made a lot of dumb choices in my life. And a lot of those choices were based on beliefs that I had about myself. It was very destructive behavior. But I also took a lot of chances in life. And some shit I did, I'm just like, wow, I can't believe I did that. And I have a funny story. I have life lessons. I'm stronger. I'm wiser. I mean, if you truly believe failure is failure, like you're a fucking failure, then that's your reality and that's the truth for you. But it doesn't have to be, because whatever you believe is a choice. See what I'm saying? So, how do you define failure? Because ultimately, how you define something like failure is ultimately going to determine what kind of choices you make in your life and where that's going to take you. And then how much joy, abundance, and happiness and fulfillment and peace and light and blah you're going to have in your life. Because if you think failure is something negative, then you're never going to try to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. You're never going to really truly grow. You're only just going to keep living in your bubble of comfort. And you might expand your bubble of comfort, but you're not really going over there to the thing that could really, really impact you and potentially other people. Just remember, you always have a choice on how you want to see things. You always have a choice on what you believe. You always have a choice on how you show up every day and how you act. Absolutely everything is a choice. So if you see failure as something negative, You have the ability to change that belief and start seeing it as something positive. Start seeing it as something that is necessary for life, for growth. Like, it's a necessary part of life. It's a fucking beautiful thing. There are a million things that I've failed at, that I've grown tremendously from, that I'm so thankful that happened. So many things. So whatever it is that you're fearful of doing because you're afraid of failing, let's reframe that. Failure is something positive, necessary for growth. And anyone who was judging you based on your failure, again, it's all a projection. They're simply bestowing their insecurities and their beliefs about themselves onto you. Either because they're you've done something that has disturbed them in a way where they're, upset with themselves. It's a reflection of their own behavior in that way, or it's a reflection of something that they wish that they were doing that you did, and they can't handle that, so they have to say something about it. But it has nothing to do with you. So don't worry about what other people think. Worry about what you think. Worry about making yourself proud, making yourself happy. Because here's another thing. If you're so worried about other people and you really care what they think, don't you think that you're perhaps doing them a disservice by not going after the thing? Because you could be the person that's the trendsetter. You could be the one setting the example. You could be the one paving the way for something better. You could have all these people sitting around in your circle, humming and hawing over shit. You're humming and hawing too, but all of a sudden you take action. And they're like, holy fuck, I never thought they were going to take action. And you inspire them. And then you're the one rising up. You're the leader all of a sudden. You're the one rising up, and then everyone else is inspired by you. So not only are you doing yourself a disservice, you're doing everyone else a disservice. So reframe what failure means. It doesn't have to mean something bad. It doesn't have to be something scary. It feels scary, but you always come out the other side. Because if you're watching this video right now, it means that you're alive. And it means that you've survived every single day of your life thus far. Air in your lungs. So go get it. Get after it. Fail. I implore you. I encourage you to fail. Because that's where the fucking growth happens. And the growth is where the beauty is. You got it.